your neighbor as you love yourself. I want to encourage each one of us that with the kingdom of God, there is one aspect with God, but also there is the diagonal aspect with one another, the people that we live with, the people that we see in life. Just last week, as I mentioned, I shared the testimony of what we witnessed with the team. I went with a team of eye doctors, and our content creator traveled all the way from India and joined us, and all of us who were in Lusaka the other week, and we arrived. And we flew into Ndola from Lusaka. Then from Ndola, we were just there for about 45 minutes. And then the flying doctors flew us into Mansa, which is closer to Congo. And then we drove for 3 hours to get to Mansa Womwe. And this place where we went is typical in the rural areas. That's where Deacon Changara's parents came from. It's a very unique place. Very lovely place. We've got lovely people, lovely food. You can enjoy the atmosphere. Those that love nature, in the evenings you hear different birds and insects singing and all that. My colleagues at one point, it was pitch black. They have never seen that darkness where there was no power and it was raining heavily, so power went off, and my colleagues woke up midnight and they went outside to do videos of the lightning. I said, where I come from, I can't waste my sleep by going outside and taking a video of a lightning. And I've got the videos and I'll share with you. And my colleague, one of the doctors, was out there in the dark just to capture the lightning. And she says all the lightnings seen in her life, lightning comes from the top and coming down. But this one, she was so shocked to see lightning come from this end and going this side. It pauses in between, it's all black. Another lightning starts, and she captured lightning throughout in the middle of the night. And then we started the work on a Tuesday, and we were seeing people, and there were some stories that people were sharing with us that moved me and helped me to go back to Luke chapter number 10, where Jesus says, love your neighbor. And the man said, who is my neighbor? That question must ring a bell in our lives. Do we just love people who love us? Do we just love people whom we know? The answer is no. We need to love God's people. We need to share with other people. And one of the afternoons, we were waiting for lunchtime, and then we said we're gonna visit antenatal unit where the mothers and babies were. And we went to this unit to see the babies and mothers. And as we went, the sister in charge told us to say, as you plan to give donations to the babies and the mothers, there is one mother, one child, we'll call her Baby C for confidentiality's sake. And they told her the story to say, the grandmother has come with Baby C. And we said, but what about the mother? And they told her this story. The mother died in operating theater as she was giving birth to this lovely baby. The baby survived, but the mother passed on. It's been 3 months. So I went to talk to the grandmother and presented some gifts. And me and my colleague, we talked to the grandmother, and they said, I don't understand what has happened. My daughter is gone. Well, this is the baby that has remained. And then I began to realize, to say, in life, there are things that happen that we have no control. But the question of who is my neighbor? We shared with this grandmother and told her to say, we may not have all the answers, but be assured to say, this baby is not only yours, is a blessed child for the entire world. We don't know what this baby gonna be and the blessing she will be to the world. But the question of who is my neighbor? So we pledged and donated some clothes, some groceries, and some money, and we have pledged we are going to support that child for the next 5-6 months, groceries and things that the grandmother can look after the baby. Not that we are special people, but I just want to draw attention. Who is my neighbor was the question of the lawyer to Jesus Christ. Then Jesus did not just say the neighbor is the person that is next to your house. A neighbor is beyond. Jesus gives a story of the Samaritan, which we have all read in our lives or we have heard about in the Sunday school stories. So the lawyer said, who is my neighbor? And then Jesus began to tell a story out of that question. Who is my neighbor? Who is the person that is supposed to be my neighbor? The neighbor is the person that lives next to you. Jesus gives a story of who a real neighbor is. He says a Jewish man was traveling from Jerusalem down to Jericho, and he was attacked by bandits. They stripped off his clothes, they beat him up, and left him half dead by the roadside. In those days, you need to understand who is a Jew and who is a Samaritan. Remember a Samaritan woman at the well? When Jesus said, give me some water, there is a background story, the enmity between Jews and Samaritans. When the Jewish people were taken into captivity, some people, the Samaria came and attacked Israel, and there were some people, when they captured the Jewish people, they would take them and take them into Syria, and they would